Welcome back! My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1983, and we are still in Planetfall. When we last left off, we talked about the background of Planetfall briefly, then we read the entire manual, or at least a lot of the feelies that kind of came with it, at least the kind of important parts of it. Today we are going to get into the game itself. As you can see here, Planetfall, Infocom, interactive fiction, a science fiction story. Copyright 1983, but we are playing release 37, which did come out in 1985. But ultimately, everything should be the same, just a couple bug fixes and things like that along the way. So, let's go ahead and get into Planetfall. Another routine day of drudgery aboard the stellar patrol ship Feinstein. This morning's assignment for a certain lowly Ensign 7th class, scrubbing the filthy metal deck at the port end of Level 9. With your patrol issue self-contained multi-purpose all-weather scrub brush, you shine the floor with a diligence born of the knowledge that at any moment dreaded Ensign First Class blather, the bane of your shipboard existence, could appear. We're on Deck 9. This is a featureless corridor similar to every other corridor on the ship. It curves away to starboard, and a gangway leads up. To port is the entrance to one of the ship's primary escape pods. The pod bulkhead is closed. So, we're already in front of the escape pod. That's good for us, because if you remember the diary, we kind of want off of this. Deck 9 is the filthiest of the decks, and Blather's been out to get us for some reason. Don't know why. We'll go ahead and just wait here. Time passes, and as you can see, the moves at the top right, that's not how many moves I've done, that is the time, so it's 4,643 hours, so to speak. Time passes. The alien ambassador from the planet Blokbibin Gordo ambles toward you from the corridor. He is munching on something resembling an enormous stalk of celery, and he leaves a trail of green slime on the deck. He stops nearby, and you wince as a pool of slime begins forming beneath him on your newly polished deck. The ambassador wheezes loudly and hands you a brochure outlining his planet's major exports. Good for you. You gonna clean up after yourself? All right, we can just hit G. I should hit verbose before we go any further. Maximum verbosity. Oh, there we go. A high-ranking ambassador from a newly contacted alien race is standing here on 3 of his legs and watching you with 7 of his eyes. Sweet. Let's go ahead and wait. The ambassador inquires whether you are interested in a game of bocce. I'm just going to keep on waiting. The Admiral asks where Admiral Smithers can be found. No clue. I don't work here. The ambassador grunts a polite farewell and disappears up the gangway, leaving a trail of dripping slime. Yeah, we are waiting for an event to happen at this point. The ambassador is not part of that, so we're basically just ignoring him for now. You can start hitting G. It does, whatever you did last. There we go. That's what we're waiting for. Sometime around 49:23, a massive explosion rocks the ship. Echoes from the explosion resound deafeningly down the halls. The door to port slides open. All right, let's go ahead and head west, which is where port is normally. Well, as long as the ship's facing north, I believe. And we're in the escape pod. This is one of the Feinstein's primary escape pods for use in extreme emergencies. A mass of safety webbing large enough to hold several dozen people fills half the pod. The controls are entirely automated. The bulkhead leading out is open. The ship shakes again. You hear, from close by, the sounds of emergency bulkheads closing. All right, well, we need to enter the webbing. We need to get into that safety webbing. You are now safely cushioned within the web. The pod door clangs shut as heavy explosions continue to buffet the Feinstein. We're under attack. To be honest, though, I'm not sure our character cares all that much. We never really did get a name for him, but Maybe we'll get that eventually. Probably not. All right, once we're safely within this escape pod, right, they give you a lot of leeway to get in, so we can just kind of wait for that to expire. We did get a score. We now have 3 points, but we just kind of need to wait. All right, you feel the pod begin to slide down its ejection tube as explosions shake the mothership. That's not sounding good. We'll just keep on waiting, though. There's not much we can do. We're in an escape pod. Through the viewport of the pod, you see the Feinstein dwindle as you head away. Bursts of light dot its hull. Suddenly, a huge explosion blows the Feinstein into tiny pieces, sending the escape pod tumbling away. As the escape pod tumbles away from the former location of the Feinstein, its gyroscopes whine. The pod slowly stops tumbling. Lights on the control panel blink furiously as the autopilot searches for a reasonable destination. All right, well, there's something. We have escaped, and pretty much I feel like most of what we read in the feelies just got thrown out the window. Maybe that's me. The auxiliary rockets fire briefly, and a nearby planet swings into view through the port. It appears to be almost entirely ocean, with just a few visible islands and an unusually small polar ice cap. A moment later, the system's sun swings into view, and the viewport polarizes into a featureless black rectangle. Right, so if you're in space, you basically don't have the UV filter that Earth's atmosphere does, so you're going to have your own kind of UV filter when you're in a spaceship like that. And that's what that black rectangle is doing, protecting us from death. I like that thing. We'll keep waiting, though. The main thrusters fire a long, gentle burst. A monotonic voice... Monotonic? Sure. Monotonic voice issues from the control panel. Approaching planet. Human habitable. Hooray, we're approaching. Let's just keep waiting. Until something else happens. Gonna give me something? The pod is buffeted as it enters the planet's atmosphere. That whole time we were just approaching. Hopefully we have like a heat shield on this. You feel the temperature begin to rise, I called it. And the pod's climate control system roars as it labors to compensate. Luckily we have that climate control system. Is there gravity inside the pod itself? Does it have the artificial gravity in the escape pod? It must. The viewport suddenly becomes transparent again, giving you a view of endless ocean below. The lights on the control panel flash madly as the pod's computer searches for a suitable landing site. The thrusters fire long and hard, slowing the pod's descent. All right, we're getting there. The pod is now approaching the closer of a pair of islands. It appears to be surrounded by sheer cliffs rising from the water and is topped by a wide plateau. The plateau seems to be covered by a sprawling complex of buildings. Buildings? This place is inhabited, I should say. Sorry. The pod lands with a thud. Through the viewport, you can see a rocky cleft and some water below. The pod rocks gently back and forth as if it was precariously balanced. A previously unseen panel slides open, revealing some emergency provisions, including a survival kit and a towel. All right, we have landed. Let's go ahead and exit our protective webbing. As you stand, the pod shifts slightly and you feel it falling. A moment later, the fall stops with a shock and you see water rising past the viewport. This isn't good. We need to get that survival kit. And we will open the door. The bulkhead opens. Luckily, we were still able to do that. The bulkhead opens and cold ocean water rushes in. The pod is now completely submerged and you feel it smash against underwater rocks. Bubbles streaming upward past the window indicate that the pod is continuing to sink. All right, exit pod. And we are underwater. You are momentarily disoriented as you enter the turbulent waters. Currents buffet you against the sharp rocks of an underwater cliff. A dim light filters down from above. They do like the word Buffett. All right, we need to go up. And we've made it to the crag. We survived! Hooray! You have reached a cleft in the cliff wall where the island rises from the water. The edge of the cleft displays recently exposed rock where it collapsed under the weight of the escape pod. About 2 meters below, turbulent waters swirl against sharp rocks. A small structure clings to the face of a cliff about 8 meters above you. Even an out-of-shape ensign 7th class could probably climb up to it. Does that mean me? I think it means me. All right, let's continue going up. We've made it to a balcony. This is an octagonal room, half carved into and half built out from the cliff wall. Through the shattered windows which ring the outer wall, you can see ocean to the horizon. A weathered metal plaque with barely readable lettering rests below the windows. The language seems to be a corrupt form of Galilingua. A steep stairway, roughly cut into the face of the cliff, leads upwards. A rocky crag can be seen about 8 meters below. Now let's keep going up to the winding stair. The middle of a long, steep stairway carved into the face of a cliff. One more time we will head up, and we have made it to the courtyard. You are in the courtyard of an ancient stone edifice, vaguely reminiscent of the castles you saw during your leave on Ramos 2. Remember, that was the nostalgia planet. It has decayed to the point where it can probably be termed a ruin. Openings lead north and west, and a stairway downward is visible to the south. Okay. We are going to head east from here. Notice that we now have 6 points because we survived. But we're going to go east. It doesn't tell us that we can go east. Oh, that's because we're not going to go east. We're going to go north first. Getting a little ahead of myself. It tends to happen in these games. We've made it to the plain hall. This is a featureless hall leading north and south. Although the hallway is old and dusty, the construction is of a much more modern style than the castle to the south. A similar hall branches off to the northeast. All right, well, let's follow it to the northeast. You don't know the word northeast? How about NE? Apparently, I can't say the whole word northeast. I'm like checking. I typed it right. Anyway, we're going northeast to the rec corridor. This is a wide east-west hallway. Portals lead north and south, and another corridor branches southwest. All right, from here we want to go east to the mess corridor. This is a wide east-west hallway with a large portal to the south. A small door to the north is closed and hooked with a simple steel padlock, which is also closed. Head east from here to the dorm corridor. This is a wide east-west hallway with openings to the north and south. To the east, the corridor stretches off into the distance. That section of the hallway is lined with a motorized walkway, no longer running, that was probably intended to transport people or cargo down that tremendously long hallway. The only time that I see something like that would be at the airport, but I don't think we're at the airport. You walk down the long, featureless hallway for a long time. Finally, you see an intersection ahead. Hey, it's after quitting time for everybody's job. It's 59.96. Remember, it was 5,500 for quitting time. We've made it to the corridor junction. A north-south corridor intersects the main corridor here. To the west, the main corridor extends as far as you can see. A non-working walkway from that direction ends here. To the east, the corridor widens into a well-lit area. All right, well, let's see. We should probably drop our survival kit right here. And then we'll head south to the mech corridor north. Entrances to rooms lie to the east and west from this north-south hall. Then we go east from here. To storage east, a small room for storage. The exit is to the west. One dusty shelf, otherwise bare, holds a small oil can. On the floor beneath the shelves sits a small cardboard box. The cardboard box contains a cracked 17 centimeter from its board, a good 90 ohm bedister, a K-series megafuse, and a B-series megafuse. Well, I mean, the K-series is like so much better than B because it's further down the alphabet, right? Maybe the other way around. Okay, so we want to get we'll just take it. We want to take the bedister here. 90 ohm. I mean, it's electrical. Ohm is a measurement of resistance, so I'm going to call this some sort of resistor instead of bedister. Anyway, we want to go, once we have that, we can go west, back to the Met Corridor north. We want to go south from there to the Met Corridor. Entrances to rooms lie to the east and west from this north-south hall. We'll go south again to the Met Corridor south. The corridor ends here with doorways to the southwest, south, and southeast. We want to go southwest from here to find the tool room. This is apparently a storage room for tools. Exits lead northeast and east. Sitting on the floor below the lowest shelf is a large glass flask. A small device labeled Acme Portable Laser is resting on one of the lower shelves. The laser contains an old battery. On an upper shelf is a metal bar curved into a U shape. There is a pair of wide-nosed pliers here. We will go ahead and take the laser. Let's do all of them. Take the laser, flask, pliers, and metal bar. Can I just take all of that? Sweet. All right, what we're going to do is drop the brush and brochure. Let's read the brochure before we drop it. All right, the brochure that the ambassador gave us. The leading export of Block Bibin Gordo is the adventure game Planetfall, written by S. Eric Moretsky. Buy one today, better yet, buy 1,000. That would probably help him. All right, we're going to drop the brush and the brochure. We started with the brush. It's the cleaning equipment that we had, basically. The patrol issue self-contained multi-purpose scrub brush has been dropped. And the brochure has been dropped. I mean, we didn't need it any of this point, but we kind of need the inventory space at this point. All right. Take battery. Remember, there was a battery inside the laser. We don't want that battery. We're going to go ahead and drop it. Okay. Then we're going to go northeast from here to Met Corridor South. Then we are going to go north to the Met Corridor North, one more time to the Corridor Junction. What does it say that is new here? There was a survival kit here, because that's where we dropped it. Then we are going to go north once more to the Admin Corridor South. This section of hallway seems to have suffered some structural damage. The walls are cracked and a jagged crevice crosses the floor. An opening leads east and the corridor heads north and south. So from here, we want to we want to hold the bar. Well, let's see if we can't look crevice. See why we're doing it. This isn't a primitive two-word parser adventure game. If you want to look at the object, please say so. Look in crevice. Yes, I know you guys are advanced. No need to emphasize here. Lying at the bottom of the narrow crack, partly covered by layers of dust, is a shiny steel key. That's why we're going to do it. So we have a metal bar, and it is magnetic. So we're going to hold our bar over the crevice. With a spray of dust and a loud clank, a piece of metal leaps from the crevice and affixes itself to the magnet. It is a steel key. With a tug, you remove the key from the magnet. Hooray! We got what we wanted. We're going to go south from here, back to the Corridor Junction. This is going to kind of be our base of operations moving forward. We're going to drop all but key. It looks like we didn't drop everything, right? But we have a couple more things that we haven't really talked about. That would be our patrol uniform. You'll have to take it off first. Fight me for it. And our chronometer. You'll have to take it off first. No way. But we do have 6 points now. Remember, our goal is 80, so we'll see if we can't do that eventually. Let's go west from here to the dorm corridor. We have seen all of that before. Go west one more time to the mess corridor. Remember that there is a door to the north here that has a padlock. So we will unlock the padlock with the key. The padlock springs open. We will take the padlock and then drop it. We just needed to take it off the door. Drop padlock and key. We don't need the key anymore. Okay. Open the door and head north. We're in Storage West. This is a small room, obviously intended as a storage area. On a small shelf is a large unopened tin can. It has a plain white label which reads Spam and Eggs. Very popular in Hawaii, that. A heavy-duty extendable ladder is leaning against the rear wall. Are we in Hawaii? Is that what's going on? Spam and eggs? That automatically makes me think Hawaii. All right, let's go ahead and take the ladder. Then we can go south, east a couple times. Uh-oh. Dorm corridor. A growl from your stomach warns that you're getting pretty hungry and thirsty. Well, that's not good. I haven't found anything yet. All right, let's head east to the corridor junction. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. Let's go north a couple times. I think we'll be fine. The stomach is scaring me a bit, but we'll go to the admin corridor south and north again to the admin corridor. All right. The hallway, in fact the entire building, has been rent apart here, presumably by seismic upheaval. You can see the sky through the severed roof above, and the ground is thick with rubble. To the north is a gaping rift, at least 8 meters across and 30 meters deep. A wide doorway labeled Systems Monitors leads west. All right, from here, we want to drop the ladder. Let's figure out how to do this properly. And then we will extend the ladder. The ladder extends to a length of around 8 meters. That was how big across it was. Put ladder over rift. The ladder swings across the rift and comes to rest on the far edge, spanning the precipice. Okay, let's go north over the rift then. To the admin corridor north. The corridor ends here. Portals lead west, north, and east. Signs above these portals read, respectively, Administrative Offices, Transportation Supply, and Plan Room. To the south is a wide rift, spanned by a metal ladder, separating this area from the rest of the building. So once we do that, we want to go west to the administrative offices. This is a small office. You have entered a small office of some sort. A small desk faces the main doorway, which lies to the east. Another exit leads west. So once we are in here, we want to open the desk. Opening the small desk reveals a kitchen access card and an upper elevator access card. We will get all from desk. And then we will go west again to a large office. This is a large plush office. The far wall is one large picture window, scratched but unbroken, offering a view of this installation and the ocean beyond. In front of the window is a wide wooden desk. The only exit is east. We're going to open up this desk. Opening the desk reveals a shuttle access card. We're going to take that card. We're going to go east a couple more times, back to the admin corridor north, and we're going to go south several times. Right, you make your way across this way and ladder, you can see sharp pointy rocks at the bottom of the rift far below, but we made it all right. So that's 1, 2, 3, back to the corridor junction. Then we're going to keep going. Actually, let's go north. Oh, yeah, you're now really ravenous and your lips are quite parched. Open survival kit. I believe that there should be something in there. Opening the survival kit reveals a blob of red goo, a blob of green goo, and a blob of brown goo. All right. I believe that I need to eat these. That is my memory of this, but I could be wrong. We have a score of 17, though, so things are going well for me. Eat red goo. You're not holding the survival kit. Take survival kit. Eat red goo. That tasted just like scrumptious cherry pie. We can eat the green goo. Thanks, but you're not hungry. All right. Eat brown goo. Thanks, but you're not hungry. All right, so we're good for now. Drop survival kit. And then we will go south from here 3 more times until we get back to the mech corridor south. Once we get there, we can go southeast. That'll take us to the robot shop. This room, with exits west and northwest, is filled with robot-like devices of every conceivable description, all in various states of disassembly. Only one robot, about 4 feet high, looks even remotely close to being in working order. Robot, you say? Search the robot. In one of the robot's compartments, you find and take a magnetic striped card embossed lower elevator access card. That's working out well for us. Let's activate the robot. Nothing happens. That's all right. That's all right. We will move on for now. Okay, let's go northwest from here to the mech corridor south. North a couple more times, get back to the corridor junction. We will get the flask. Then we will go east to the elevator lobby. This is a wide, brightly lit lobby. A blue metal door to the north is closed, and a larger red metal door to the south is also closed. Beside the blue door is a blue button. Beside the red door is a red button. The corridor leads west. To the east is a small room about the size of a telephone booth. All right, let's press the blue button. You hear a faint whirring noise from behind the blue door. Let's go ahead and wait. They're not really giving us... No, that's not what I meant. East. That's what I meant. I meant to wait. I went west instead. Not good. Okay, so the door at the north end of the room slides open. So let's go north into it. You have entered a tiny room with a sliding door to the south, which is open. A control panel contains an up button, a down button, and a narrow slot. The robot you were fiddling with in the robot shop bounds into the room. "Hi," he says, with a wide and friendly smile. "You turned Floyd on? Be Floyd's friend, yes? We've met Floyd. Hooray, we have a companion, it seems." That's odd. What we want to do is slide upper elevator card through slot. A recorded voice chimes, "Elevator enabled." Floyd cranes his neck to see what you are doing. We will press the up button at this point. The elevator door slides shut. After a moment, you feel a sensation of vertical movement. We will wait, not go west. Time passes. Floyd absent-mindedly oils one of his joints. How nice for him. We'll wait some more. The elevator door slides open. We need to go south to get out of here. And we've made it to the tower core. This is a small circular room. A sliding door leads north, and a spiral staircase heads upwards. Other exits lie to the northeast and southwest. Floyd follows you. Let's go northeast at this point. To the comm room. God, we're racking up the score. We're up to 24 already. Comm room. This is a small room with no windows. The sole exit is southwest. 2 wide consoles fill either side of the room. Thick cables lead up into the ceiling. The console on the left side of the room is labeled Receive Station. A bright red light labeled Transmission Received is blinking rapidly. Next to the light is a glowing button marked message playback. The console on the right side of the room is labeled Send Station. A screen on the console displays a message. Next to the screen is a flashing sign which says Malfunction in Sending Coolant System. Next to this console is an annunciator. I need that, apparently. On the console next to the annunciator panel is a funnel-shaped bowl labeled Coolant System Manual Override. A black-colored light is flashing on the annunciator panel. Floyd follows you. Okay, so we've made it to the comm room. There's clearly a lot of stuff going on here. A black-colored light is flashing. That is important. So we're going to go southwest here, back to the tower core, and then we are going to go north and return to the elevator. Well, there we go. Floyd bounces into the elevator. Hey, wait for Floyd, he yells, smiling broadly. Okay, once we have that, we are going to press down button. The elevator door slides shut. After a moment, you feel a sensation of vertical movement. Okay, so we're going to go... Floyd lowers his voice and tells you the latest rumors about Dr. Fizpick. Terrible what happened to him. Maybe. All right, so we made it back to the elevator lobby. Let's go south. And then I believe we want to go west from here. Back to the corridor junction. And then south 4 times here. Oh. Floyd rushes into the room, barrels into you. Oops, sorry, he says. Floyd not looking where he was going to. And south 1 more time. This takes us to the machine shop. This room is probably some sort of machine shop filled with a variety of unusual machines. Doorways lead north, east, and west. Standing against the rear wall is a large dispensing machine with a spout. The dispenser is lined with brightly colored buttons. The first 4 buttons, labeled Coolants 1 through 4, are colored red, blue, green, and yellow. The next 3 buttons, labeled Catalysts 1 through 3, are colored gray, brown, and black. The last 2 buttons are both white. One of these is square and says Base. The other white button is round and says Acid. I know those 2 ones. Okay. What we need to do is try to fix some things. So we'll go ahead and put our flask under the spout. And then press black button. The flask fills with some black chemical fluid. The fluid gradually turns milky white. Okay, we will now take the flask. Remember, we had to press the black button because they told us that it was black. It will change depending on what playthrough you're going through. It changes each time. Okay, we will take that. Floyd bounds into the room. Floyd, here now, he cries. All right, so we need to go north a few times. Floyd keeps following us. Back to the corridor junction. And then we will go east and north back into the elevator. All right. Slide upper elevator card in slot. I think that's how I typed it. Slide upper elevator card. Oh, slide. What was the command again? Jeez. Through slot. It's through slot. Slide upper elevator card through slot. There we go. And then we can press the up button. And it should take us where we need to go. More about Dr. Fizpick, huh? Floyd chants the death scene from Carmen. Spoilers for Carmen. There's a death scene. That's old. So, wait, how does he know? That's Mozart, isn't it? Didn't Mozart do Carmen? It's an old opera. That much I know. Didn't think I was going to be quizzed on opera today, but I believe that it is Mozart. Yeah, there's not much to say. It's a great opera. One of the good ones. Well, there's lots of good ones. Okay, so we will go south out of here. And then we will go northeast, back to the comm room. Right, so now we need to do, we need to pour the liquid in there. So we need to empty flask into funnel. All right, the liquid disappears into the hole. The lights on the annunciator panel blink rapidly, and all go off except one, a yellow light. Floyd relates some fond memories about his robotic friend, Lazarus. We talking more death, Floyd? Because Lazarus died and then came back famously. Like, he's like the most famous to do that. Okay, so we have another thing to do. So let's go ahead and go southwest, north, press down button. Like, how many times you have to do this is kind of random. It might be time to think about finding a nice, safe place to sleep. It's 8,200 hours. I was hoping to get through this without that. Hopefully we should be able to get through the rest of this fine, I think. All right, so we need to go south, west, and then south several times. Floyd here now, Floyd here now. Okay. So then we need to put flask under spout. And then press yellow button. And then we will take flask. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need to go east and north. And then slide upper elevator card through slot. Elevator has been enabled. And then we will press up button. Some innocuous Hawaiian music oozes from the elevator's intercom. Floyd paces impatiently. I told you, like, spam and eggs. It made me think Hawaii instantly. This is confirmation. All right, we'll wait. Floyd rubs his head affectionately against your shoulder. Aw, Floyd likes me. All right, let's go south from here. And then we need to go northeast to get to the comm room. A growl from your stomach warns that you're getting pretty hungry and thirsty. Again? All right. I think we'll be all right. I think we can make it to where I want to go, and then we'll be okay. We need to empty the flask into the funnel. Okay, the liquid disappears into the hole. The lights on the annunciator panel blink rapidly, then go dark. The coolant system warning light goes off and another flashes, indicating that the help message is now being sent. All right, so we have fixed it officially. Okay, so read the message, I believe, should be fine here. To any ship of the Second Galactic Union, planet-wide plague has struck entire population. Time is critical. Emergency assistance requested. Repeat message. Floyd produces a crayon from one of his compartments and scrawls his name on the wall. You're really tired now. You'd better find a place to sleep real soon. Okay. That's not good, but the second planet-wide, the Second Galactic Union was a long time ago, so hopefully the plague has gone since then. I might have a little PTSD about the word plague right now, but that's a whole different thing. Okay, so let's go and deal with all the sleep and stuff. So we'll go southwest back to the tower core. We need to go... Geez, I've already lost it. I think we need to go north from here, yes? And why am I lost here? Yeah, just north into the, yeah, there we go. Upper elevator, you have entered a tiny room with a sliding door to the south, which is open. A control panel contains an up button, a down button, and a narrow slot. A recording says elevator no longer enabled. Floyd has joined us. I believe I just need to slide upper elevator card through slot again. Elevator enabled. All right, press down button. All right, we will wait. If you don't get some sleep soon, you'll probably drop. I'm trying. South, west. All right, Corridor Junction. We will take survival kit. And we will go... yeah, we should be able to go west. You can barely keep your eyes open. We're getting there. And then north from here into Dorm D. This is a very long room lined with multi-tiered bunks. Flimsy partitions between the tiers have provided a modicum of privacy. These Spartan living quarters could have once housed many hundreds, but it seems quite deserted now. There are openings at the north and south ends of the room. All right, so we found a dorm. Let's lie down on the bed. Oh, the bed is soft and comfortable. You should be asleep in short order. Okay, so we will wait. Okay, you slowly sink into a deep and restful sleep. At last, the Feinstein has arrived at the historic Nebulon systems. It's been 5 months since the last shore leave, and you're anxious for planetfall. You and some other ensign 7th class enter the shuttle for surface side. Suddenly, you're alone on the shuttle, and it's tumbling out of control. It lands in the ocean and begins sinking. You try to clamber out, but you are stuck in a giant spider web. A giant spider crawls closer and closer. Septum 7th, 11,344. You wake up feeling refreshed and ready to face the challenges of this mysterious world. You are also incredibly famished. Better get some breakfast. Floyd bounces impatiently at the foot of the bed. About time you woke up, you lazy bones. Let's explore around some more. All right, so we made it. We sent for help. Things are going fairly well for us. What I need to do is... get all. Oh, I have to get out of bed first. Get up. Get all. You manage to lift Floyd a few inches off the ground, but he is too heavy and you drop him suddenly. Floyd gives a surprised squeal and moves a respectable distance away. All right, so I got the kitchen access card, the shuttle access card, the lower elevator access card, the glass flask, upper elevator access card, and the survival kit. I believe we can eat the green goo at this point. And that tasted just like yummy lima beans. All right, so we have gotten everything that we need. And so we have eaten, we have slept, we're on our second day. We have 30 points. It is 1,600 hours, it looks like. I think this is a good place to stop for the day. That is going to do it for this part of Planetfall. I've been Baller Scuba. I've been joined, as always, by Floyd. Interesting. Hope you guys have enjoyed this part. Hope you laugh. Well, I should say, this has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video, when we'll play more Planetfall. I hope you laughed, I hope you learned, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.